Hello everyone and welcome back to GRTV News, and let's talk about Cyberpunk 2077 because there have been some news coming out in the past weeks and right over the weekend. So let's get into it and talk a little bit about it. Now, first of all, Cyberpunk 2077 has gone gold. What that means is that they have finished a version that's playable from start to finish, and they've sent it to certification. What gold means these days is not that the game is ready, because as we all know, day one patches. So that is what the studio is working on now. But the game is playable from start to finish, is being certified, and is set to come out on November 19th. Now, here is where it starts to get interesting, because in the last couple of years, we've all become more and more aware of crunch culture, where a studio gets all their employees to just work and crunch right up until the release to get that day one patch ready, to sort out all the bugs. And there have been some reports from various companies here in, this year and in recent years of where they're burning out their employees. Basically, everybody is just working non-stop to try to hit that deadline. And now it would seem that Cyberpunk 2077 is following a little bit along those lines. I mean, of course, CD Projekt Red did have some crunch leading up to the release of Witcher 3 Wild Hunt, and after that, CD Projekt Red said that they will not be doing crunch again. They would rather delay the game, and they want to, because they are a company known for treating customers humanely and ethically, they want to also be known as a company that treats employees the same way. However, fellow journalist Jason Schreier, who has been very vocal and whistleblowy a lot of times about crunch culture specifically, divulged the situation in a Bloomberg article. He was allegedly contacted by a CD Projekt Red employee that asked for anonymity, sharing an internal mail from studio head Adam Bedorski. Apparently, every employee working on Cyberpunk 2077 was informed that they were now transitioning to a 6-day work week. So, one weekend day up until release to sort out bugs and get the game, bug free and ready for November 19th, because they don't want another delay. Because, I mean, it was supposed to come out in September and has now been bumped to November 19th. Of course, this day is to be a paid overtime day. Not all studios offer paid overtime during crunch. But the fact is that this extra day is mandatory and not optional is the real problem. Actually, we can switch over to the Bloomberg article right here. So these are quotes from the email that was shared. Starting today, the entire development studio is in overdrive. Your typical amount of work and 1 day of the weekend. The extra work would be paid, is required with Polish labor laws. And yeah, like I said here, many other video game studios don't pay for overtime. I take it upon myself to receive the full backlash for the decision. I know this is in direct opposition of what we've said about crunch. It is also in direct opposition of what I personally grew to believe a while back, that crunch should never be the answer. But we've extended all other possible means of navigating the situation. Now, another thing is that all CD Projekt employees can continue to count on bonus payouts amounting to 10% of the company's annual profit. Now, this is also, I believe, kind of unheard in the video game industry, that the employees are getting a payout from the total net worth of the company. And with CD Projekt Red releasing what is the hottest and most anticipated game of the year, we can expect to see the net worth of the company rising dramatically. Now, there we go. So, now we have some new information. because after Jason Schreier put out that article and tweets, Game Informer in that Game Informer show came out with and said that maybe it was overstating things a little bit in that article, because the crunch seems to have been blown out of the water to the degree where the developers even felt scared to celebrate the game going gold last week, despite being happy with the work produced. Before the mandated 6-day week was instilled, the option of further delaying Cyberpunk 2077 was brought up, but developers acted against this call, instead seemingly preferring the extra work. So the narrative here is that they were put on an offer, hey, we can delay the game again, or you can work 6 days a week. Which do you prefer? And the developers chose the 6-day work week. Now, Jason Schreier has also posted on Twitter that that is simply not true. He has been contacted by developers that said that that was never discussed with them. But yeah, I don't really know where to. Yeah. We'll figure it out later if that is true or not. But it seems that in to the extent that crunch has happened before CD Projekt Red, this is a a more weak version of that, seeing as it is one extra day, but it is paid, and we also have to think that most people are working from home due to COVID, so maybe productivity is not 100%. But the game has gone gold. It is still set for November 19th, and that does not seem like it will change. And yeah, so here is a part of an email from when the delay originally happened. Adam here is again saying, if I could wish for anything, I would like to humbly ask you to endure the effort to deliver the game. I would also like to extend an apology to your partners and ask for their support as well. Dear partners, I'm fully aware that the hard work of your loved ones often means they cannot participate on the home front, but I promise this is the last stretch and the finish line is near. So this is sent out actually after the delay and before the mandated overtime. So even though he is there stretched out like, oh, we're almost at the finish line, it's all going to be good. Now they're adding the extra workday on top of that. Now the question is, was there an internal vote with the developers to choose between delaying it again or working the extra workday? Well, that is a question for another time. But main thing here for us, the consumers, the game has gone gold. They're working on the day one patch, and it will be in our hands on November 19th. Let's just hope that the human cost behind it is worth it, and that that the people working on the game are not being burned out, because of course we want those quality developers to keep on going and make the next big game, and not just put everything on the line for this one game. But are you excited for Cyberpunk 2077? What do you think about mandatory crunch and stuff like that? Put that down in the comments. But as for now, that's it. See you on the next news.